Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning, from the Vanguard newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. ICYMI, stop reporting police misconduct on social media. IG tells Nigerians. Default. 34 states, FCT, shown 263 billion naira UBEC grant. Delta, Lagos, tough to police. Oborowore. Lagos State University, physically challenged students seeks help. Federal government moves a 500 billion naira housing budget for 2025. Local government pool, DSS invites Adebutu. Abiodun swears in new chairman. NAF destroys a bandits kingpin's residence. Arms depot in Niger. Castina, deputy governor, proposes collaboration in Northwest business sector. 2027. Labour Party launches registration app, targets 20 million members. Castina Deputy Governor, we've taken this. Community urges government to bar Kwara monarch from posing as traditional ruler. Court hears suit challenging Lagos Calabar Highway contract January 14th. Group advocates ethical reporting in conflicts. Communities seek intervention as inadequate personnel threatens Plateau PHCs. Funding, synergy, essentials in justice administration, declare stakeholders. Hoodlums cut off Niger miners' hand in free for all. Hoodlums cut off Niger miners' hand in free for all. Opeboro signs a 486 billion naira budget. Trump plans to use military for mass deportation. Senate invites top doctors over strike. Security experts recommend early information to curb Northeast security threats. Adamawa enacts 68 laws to checkmate abuse of human dignity. Northeast stakeholders seek improved efforts to stop children's death. Sanwo-Olu delivers Yabatek 36th convocation lecture. LCCI falls to 2025 budget assumptions. Ndume, troubled, needs prayers, says Daniel Biwala. Bago empowers 100,000 Niger youths. Kogi senator spends 1.4 billion naira on 140 boreholes. Adamawa embraces solar power to mitigate collapsing grid impacts. Niger Delta Development Commission warns public as fraudsters hack shares media accounts. Ondo poll, Ayanda Tiwa gets certificate of return Wednesday amid protests. Plant trees, embrace renewable energy. Expert urges Nigerians. Castina unveils 5 billion naira women empowerment initiative. That's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. From the Punch newspaper, we'll flip over to the Daily Post newspaper. Nigerian government has sacked workers with Benin Republic University degrees. Chew Sani Ogun. DSS arrests the PDP ex-Guba candidate Ladi Adeputu. Illegal mining fueling insecurity in Kogi. Lawmakers, you are politicizing insecurity. PDP replies Abia government. You presided over Nigeria's worst elections. Coalition knocks Obasanjo. You are undermining Southwest support for Tinubu. Governor Adeleke warns Ganduje. Parliamentary group urges speedy passage of tax reform bills. Governor Alia approves 75,000 naira minimum wage for Benue workers. I can never rub shoulders with Onanuga. Biwala. Delta government donates 31 operational vehicles to police. Others. Oyo. Gas Association chairman bags 21-year jail term. Niger Assembly gets new clerk. And that's the much we can take from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the Daily Post newspaper, we'll flip over to the Nation newspaper. Presidency, Obasanjo unfit to give leadership sermon. Reform bills will streamline taxes. Don't do estimated billing. NERC wants discos. Amowole led assembly sets October 29 date as anniversary of attacks on Rivers legislature. Nigeria, a failed state under APC, says Obasanjo. Nigeria needs ingenuity of its brightest minds, says Chetima. Federal government targets 34.8 trillion naira revenue in 2025 appropriation bill. Presidential aid. Obasanjo's assertion lacks credibility. Tinubu okays 5 billion naira for investment in research. Musawa hails Chidinma Additional's sterling performance at Miss Universe pageant. MBAN offers to partner federal government on 250 billion naira real estate fund. Bagudu seeks Nigeria's liberation from data imperialism. Edun. Tinubu's economic reform have cleared way for foreign investors. Coronation, museums, Bahamas celebrate Ben Enwong. Roche Diagnostics seeks more action against diabetes. Roche Diagnostics seeks more actions against diabetes. Insurance needs leadership development. EFCC judiciary gets kudos on rule of law. You are listening to newspaper headlines on EBEONADI1 103.5 FM. When I go for a short break, when we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please stay with us.
Memories in the 21st century is gone. When you have EBEONADI 103.5 FM, here, what are you celebrating today? Birthdays, wedding anniversary, traditional wedding, chieftaincy conferment, or fala, etc. Approach EBEONADI 103.5 FM Ogidi today to document your event. EBEONADI 103.5 FM offers you live coverage of your events on radio and social media. Video and photo coverages feature on magazines, photo books, and others. News coverage of political and other events. Take this offer and receive a complete coverage. For more information, call or WhatsApp 08065796599 or you visit EBEONADI 103.5 FM Ogidi opposite Ogunike Boys inside Leovin Residency Hotel. Okidi. Nabakoa production. Police for vigilante. Now my business in my mind. When I was telling you, AJ radio drama, there we go. Hey, Mama, akụkọ ihe mere n'ime ogbe ejije radio drama Eriko ga na-abịara gị every Monday 8 o'clock p.m. with a repeat broadcast on Saturday 3 o'clock p.m. na EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Now, if you know by finish of the
Amara mi le wa di la mo. Ko mo tuna ga do na ra ko na ni ri ko na e. Nke ka ku ke mo na ala ma bu ku na ya mo le si.
Ekwana ka call dinka call. Ogidi Kwenu, Ndogidi Kwenu, Adogidi Beauty Show is here again. Adogidi 2024. Now, una makweba ipole na kipa zwa. Ija wele, are you up to 18 and above? Register now and win up to 1 million naira. Ebunwa Muluno Gidi Land or Diana. Come and represent your heritage where beauty, brain, and culture blends, empowering the women, enhancing excellence, beauty with a purpose, supporting education, and securing a future. For forms and inquiries, please call or WhatsApp 080-6329-0766 or 090-13566-263. Social media platforms at Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook at Adogidi Beauty Pageants. Forms are available at all residency hotels nationwide. And the deadline for the registration is on the 10th of December 2024. Adogidi Beauty Pageant Show. Don't miss out. Arise. Kunye.
How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society in general? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on EBEONADI FM, who will? As the happenings around us get as complicated as they can be,
Hello, government.
Street Report is here to make sense of it all. Street Report is causing social change across your streets. In your community. Street Report is here with hardcore journalism to get to the roots of our problem. Why don't you join me, Martin Ifanishku, KCSR number the first every Friday, 4:30 p.m. on EBEONADI 103.5 FM as Street Reports unfolds in your face. On EBEONADI 24/7, 24/7.
Residency Hotels Leofino Ogidi. Ogidi's #1 place for all type of events. Burunia Dewa from corporate to social gathering or any type of parties, even end of year parties from the club. We have air-conditioned hall and outdoor space of a very good capacity. When Nebiano come, let us celebrate your event in style. Residency Hotel Leofino Ogidi. If you are somebody with a zibote taste, when Emmanuel back in the I want delicious meals, drinks and spirits brewed in different parts of the world. For booking, call 081 45 67 8901. One more. Come, let's make your event come through the way it's dream or your plan of why. Residency Hotels Leofino Gidi or Gidi's best place for premium events. Ask for an amagoroge, Wakazian de Hakim.
You're welcome back to Newspaper Headlines on EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-6579-6599. We are on to the Nation newspaper. Opeboro signs reversed 486 billion naira appropriation bill into law. Oba of Benin, why Opeboro will excel as governor. Ganduje's comment on Oshun Oyo takeover unsettles Adeleke. Ganduje's comment on Oshun Oyo takeover unsettles Adeleke. Lagos extends a free hypertension diabetes screening. Federal government to provide free housing for 77,400 vulnerable Nigerians, says Dangiwa. Senate approves 105.65 billion naira financial interactions by ministries, departments, agencies. Senate approves 105.66 billion naira financial infractions by ministries, departments, agencies. Nigeria generated 650 billion naira revenue through free trade zones in January. DSS acquires Ladi Adeputu over council poll disruption. Stakeholders kick as reps push for bill to establish Marine Corps. Lukman makes CAF top 5 for Player of the Year. Senate probes alleged 105.66 billion naira financial infractions by ministries, department, agencies. Federal government to provide free housing for 77,400 vulnerable Nigerians. Dangiwa, Ekiti South APC leaders endorse Oyebanji Afuye for second term. Nigeria lost 2-1 to Rwanda. Wizkid's new single, Kese, returns to Apple Music Top 100. Reps will not rush passage of tax reforms bill. Dogoa. CBN warns public against fraudulent claims of contracts, financial interventions. That's the much we can take from the Nation newspaper this morning. From the Nation newspaper, we'll flip over to this day newspaper. Election integrity. Obasanjo calls for new credible INEC leadership. INEC declares APC's Aiyedatiwa winner of Ondo poll. Party clears all 18 local government areas. Dangote seeking bank funding to boost crude supplies to refinery. WTO urges Nigeria to review customs procedures at ports. Knocks high rate of physical inspection. WTO urges Nigeria to review customs procedures at ports, knocks high rate of physical inspections. Intrigues as Aiyedatiwa wins re-election as Ondo governor. WTO urges Nigeria to review customs. We've taken this. Enugu to represent Nigeria at World School Debate Championship in Panama. Zamfara governor swears in new local government chairman. Taxation. Federal government laws tribunals role in trust building. Voluntary compliance. Shell staff bag awards at NAPE 2024 conference. SNEPCO's MD pledges sustained efforts towards energy security. Stanbic IBTC seeks to increase agriculture funding. Customs, NAFDAC signs a memorandum of understanding to curtail influx of illicit pharmaceutical products. Experts chart way forward on adoption of TACAFO, non-interest finance. And that's the much we can take from this day newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from this day newspaper, we'll flip over to Nigerian Tribune newspaper. MC Oluomo, not member of National Union of Road Transport Workers, says Southwest Zonal Chairman. Experts to address housing challenges at the PEWAN 2024 conference in Lagos. European Union calls for integrated efforts to combat SGBV cases in Nigeria. Uni Ilorin 1984 medical students donate equipment to Alma Mater. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Bauchi government inaugurates investment summit planning committee. Police vow to fish out killers of 4 vigilantes in Anambra. Lawmakers, police, navy, NIMASA, others reject Marine Corps bill. Restructuring only panacea to Nigeria's progress. Gani Adams. Niger Assembly gets new clerk. Nation's most informative newspaper. Land Philly State Tribune at 75. Delta government donates 31 operational vehicles to police. Others, Governor Inuwa to present 320 billion naira 2025 budget to Gombe Assembly. Ohaneze Ndibo slams Obasanjo over calls to sack INEC boss. Buhari mourns ex-NIA DG Zakari. That's the much we can take from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. That will also mark the conclusion of all that we have for you on this particular edition of newspaper headlines on EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 08065796599. We now flip over to our WhatsApp portal for reactions. On our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message is coming from famous Christian. He's joining us from Ifite Village, Aguluzibo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Still on our WhatsApp portal, we have this message. It's coming from Agunabo. He's joining us from Ofa, Aguluzibo, and he says tyranny in the country can cause anarchy, and the incessant killing in Nigeria is the greatest fear we have. Killing both army and civilians is the evidence that we are not safe anymore in this country. He says Obasanjo saga, Obasanjo have to call for constitution review and not calling for the sack of INEC chairman because these constitution have a lot of lapses that allows the presidents to control the existing chairman and still have people have power to appoint any man he chooses. It is unfair for the country. Police saga stopping to expose the unprofessional act of police report to media or in social media is going to shield them because this social media have stopped a lot of harassment and bribe and intimate people, okay, and can't stop it. Okay, so for we are growing like other civilized world, we are washing our stains on food. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. Is calling is This one is coming from Valentine and then from Mumbo, and it says Obasanjo knows the weak point of this country. Write he may be right. He may be right, pointing fingers on INEC chairman. Perhaps Tinubu's government is fighting corruption, so let them start from removing INEC chairman because people will vote, but INEC chooses. That's number one corruption. Obasanjo also said that Nigeria is a failed state under Tinubu. Yes, it is true in capital letter if you ask me. Valentine Edene from Mumbo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We also have this message. This one is coming from Mwaloto Patrick from Munteje, and he says the killing of five persons in Anambra State by gunmen on Monday, 18th day of November 2024, is a barbaric and highest man inhumanity to man. What baffles me most is that those gunmen are human beings like every other person in the society, and most of us know them but cannot expose them because of fear of being attacked, maimed, or even killed. So, what is the way out? I would suggest that the government has to sit up. Quite all right. The government of Professor Soludo has been trying her best to provide maximum security to the people of Anambra State, but her effort is not enough. Everyone in the state, in particular, and the entire country at large, knows that the issue of sit at home started when Mazen Nandekano was extraordinary addition to this country. Therefore, the government, he says, therefore, the government of Professor Soludo should go extra mile by persuading the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu if he wants to the sit at home to stop. And I believe that immediately the sit at home ends, the killings will equally stop. This is coming from Maloto Patrick from Nteja. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Still on our WhatsApp portal, we have this message. This one is coming from Obiora from Okozo, and he says, Ohanes Ndibo and Ezendibo. Yeah, and he says, attack Obasanjo over INEC chairman. Please, what concerns these people with INEC chairman? Why is it that when somebody say a thing in Nigeria, the hungry people with agents of destruction will rise up? Please, Obasanjo, keep it up. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. From the WhatsApp portal, we flip over to our SMS portal. Here we have this message. This one is coming from Onudo from Nimo, and he says, okay, in Njikoka, local government area of Anambra State, and he says the POS operators blame cash scarcity for hike in charges. So what happened to our currency notes, both old and new? Onudo from Nimo in Njikoka. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Still on our SMS portal this morning, we have this message. It's coming from Godwin Anyebunam from Umumbo. I am Melum local government area of Anambra State, and he says POS operators double charges, blame lack of cash. What is the duty of the central bank? Is it not for the Apex Bank to make sure that availability of cash is in place? Where are we going from here? The CBN is like giving a deaf ear to the plight of Nigerians on the issue of scarcity of cash bedeviling the country. May God help us. Godwin Ayebunam from Umumbo, I am Elum local government area of Anambra State. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Still on our SMS portal this morning, we have this message is coming from Mayor Onyen Jikoka, and he says, why we Nigerians doesn't support the truth? We have been crying for INEC chairman's removal. Now that they are canvassing for his removal, look at what we are saying. Why everybody we are seeing handwriting on the wall from federal government Tinubu to state Edo, Opeboro, Ondo, Ayedatiwa, Nigeria. Now, wow. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, this is the spot where we'll call it a day on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Remember, it comes your way weekdays in the morning. Once is 7 o'clock, so keep a date and don't touch the dial of Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Once is 8:20 this morning. We'll be back with Birthday Splash. Till we meet again, I am Martin. Have a blessed morning.
Challenges of documenting memories in the 21st century is gone. When you have Ebona, the 103.5
guys,
FM,
thank you. Like, subscribe,
what
and share,
are you
right? To
celebrating
rock.
today?
This
Birthdays,
here is
wedding,
the button
wedding
for the
anniversary,
subscription. Please
traditional
subscribe,
wedding,
all right? We rock.
chieftaincy confinement, or fala, etc. Approach Ebona, the 103.5 FM, Ogidi